The key thing in Formula One, as in any other competition in fact, is to keep being self-critical, looking for the areas where you are weak and trying to improve those. So, our objective is excellence in all areas. And, whilst we had some fantastic results in 2015, there are many areas that can be much better. And that's the kind of culture we try and instill throughout the whole organisation, that constantly trying to reach for something better. Well, it's difficult to have a complete revolution when the rules have stayed the same from year to year. But actually, wherever we can, we're trying to make minor revolutions. So even within a small context, we may have a complete change in a packaging idea or a complete change in a suspension concept, for instance. So whilst the car may look quite similar to the outside, and that's inherent in staying within the same regulations, actually underneath it there are lots of mini revolutions that make up this overall evolution for the new season. It's very tough to find performance within a stable regulation set. We were particularly pleased to see how we came out in 2015, where we had the same situation, that the team did a fantastic job. They dug very deep and found all sorts of innovations in areas that you might have considered already stable and static. And the same goes this year. It's another carryover year from a regulation point of view. And that's a real challenge. And in fact, that's what tests the team to the most. It's actually very much more exciting potentially, and very much easier to find performance when you have a new set of rules. When you have the same rules, you really have to push hard, and that's what this team have been very good at. The biggest structural change was on the chassis, where we've raised the protection around the driver by 20 millimetres, and more significantly we've increased the side test load from 15 to 50 kilonewtons. So a very substantial increase in the load that has to be taken by the chassis at that point. So the amount of testing pre-season has reduced progressively over the years, and now we reach a new minimum, let's say, of two lots of 4 days, so a total of 8 days. That's something the team have been preparing for over those years, and producing better and better designs, better preparation, better testing in the lab, so that we're more able to hit the ground running when we go testing. The new thing with this year is that not only are there only 2 tests, but they're pretty close to the first race. So it does reduce the extent to which you can upgrade the car from what we would have historically called the launch spec to the first race spec. That window is now very, very narrow, so it reduces the number of parts that fall within scope for an upgrade. So the first aspect's very easy. A new ultra-soft tyre, which we expect to see in Monaco for the first time. Monaco has had tyres which generally we felt to be too hard, even with the soft and super soft, so the ultra-soft will be hopefully a good tyre for that circuit. In terms of the 3 compounds per race formula, is a very complicated formula, difficult to explain. The intention is to create more uncertainty in the races. I think the explanations for it will come, and it will settle down. People will understand how it works. It actually, in practice, will be a lot simpler than it sounds. I think where we will see uncertainty will be a number of races where there is not definitely one choice of tyre compound formula for the race itself, and we may see teams taking a gamble, and that is intended to produce more variation, which was in fact the objective. So I think we'll see some interesting races from that point of view. So this project's been underway for several years to investigate options. Mercedes have been very, very strong in support of that, coming up with a lot of the concepts that need to be researched. So I think the motivation is becoming stronger to reach a set of regulations as soon as possible, hopefully even for 2017, that see a protection put in place that will make the racing a lot safer.